Hello, everybody. Welcome to my review of Walking Dead Season 9, Episode 5, Rick's last episode on the show Walking Dead, titled What Comes After. I say on the show because they did confirm, and as you saw in the episode, he did not die. So Rick Grimes is still out there. He's going to be. Andrew Lincoln is still going to be playing the character in a series of feature films set to set to premiere within the next few years. I would say maybe next year, depending on when they start filming. And yeah, it's yet to be determined how long they're going to be. Yeah, if they'll air during the Walking Dead off season, in between Walking Dead and Fear, or during a little break period. So all that stuff, is yet to be determined or revealed to us, but I think it was a very cool thing, and their statements were completely accurate. Andrew Lincoln did say that his relationship with this part is far from over. That is true. Angela Kang said that just because he's leaving, basically, does not mean he's dying. I think that threw people for a loop, especially after episode 4, where it just seemed like he was just done right there. I mean, I knew he wasn't gonna. They weren't gonna make. If they did make him die, I knew it wasn't gonna be dying there, devoured by walkers. That's not how Rick would go out. So I knew he was getting out of that situation somehow, but I was hopeful he was gonna make it, and it was kind of spoiled. The helicopter thing was kind of spoiled for me. Somebody didn't do the courtesy of spoiler warning and just posted something, and I don't even think I was in a group. No, I think I just happened upon it on Facebook somewhere. So, yeah, this was before the episode, so I wasn't really on guard yet. Typically, if I'm behind watching an episode and I have to catch up, I just don't even look at my phone. Excuse me, sorry. Yeah, because there's so many groups out, posting and reactions and all that stuff, and I want to enjoy the show organically and without any predetermined expectations, to put it simply. But I'm a fan of how this episode went. There was a lot of stuff going on, and yes, I'm going to focus on Rick, but there's also the Maggie Negan situation that we have to talk about. There's the effects of Rick's death, or perceived death, because everybody thinks he's dead. We, of course, as the audience, know he's not, but other than Jadis, everybody believes him to be dead. And this is going to weigh on everybody a lot, but in particular, it's going to weigh on Daryl. Daryl, Maggie, Michonne, Judith, obviously, is going to be affected by this tremendously. And I will talk about her in both the review and the predictions because I'm extremely excited to see where they go with it. But I think Daryl's going to feel the weight of this because of. Now, he's probably going to blame himself. I don't fully blame him. I think Rick and him should have had a talk prior. Rick should really had a talk with him. Once Daryl said he's unhappy being at the sanctuary and he's really voicing his concerns, Rick just kind of was like, "Don't worry about it. It'll be fine." Rick never really took the time to talk to him, and Daryl just wanted Rick to hear him. Daryl just wanted Rick to understand and have faith in them. It's a difficult situation, but Daryl is definitely going to be affected by it tremendously, as well as Maggie. So we'll see how that goes moving forward. We saw at the end of the episode that Daryl just walked away. Once the bridge blew up, you can see tears in his eyes, and he just walked away. So he obviously didn't leave because he's in future episodes and is not going anywhere for a long time. Because I believe, he did sign on to be the new lead. They gave him a big bonus and everything and all that good fun stuff. So Daryl's golden, especially with Maggie out of the show basically for a while. I'm not sure what's going to happen with Maggie. She probably just leaves and doesn't come back. I'm wondering if they're going to explain it in future episodes what happened with her after Rick's death, because I'm assuming she took it pretty hard too. So, okay, enough about that stuff. That's more prediction level stuff. Okay, so for this episode, I really liked it. The opening was extremely well done. They recreated the hospital scene from the pilot. They made the wound on the same side as where he was shot. And you had these clips playing. Morgan, what's your wound? Rick is looking at himself in the hospital bed. He's bleeding. We get this theme, Wake Up. So, helicopters come, Rick wakes up, and he pulls himself out from off the spike. That was brutal. That was intense. I'm not gonna lie. It was very well done, but extremely intense. But so he uses his belt. He pulls himself up off the rebar, and is able to get back to the horse. Obviously, this is extremely unrealistic. That in any situation that happened to anybody, that they would not have lived to get to the bridge. So yes, it's unrealistic, and yes, but doesn't really take away from the episode, in my opinion. But I accept the show for what it is. It's not going to be a realistic show. Real things aren't going to be happening. Are some realistic things going to take place? Yes, a majority of it. Outside of the fact that it's a zombie apocalypse, a lot of things do seem to be pretty accurate, for the most part. But as far as that goes, not realistic at all, but it's a show. So he's riding, and as he's riding, he's having these moments. The first one is with Shane. The second one is with Shane. The first one was with himself in the hospital bed. Then he's talking to Shane. Shane digs into him a little bit. How's my kid doing? Blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to go over the whole conversation, but he basically talks about the brutal things Rick has done. So that's his influence on Rick. And they brought up what happened in the clearing. And so that was Rick being a little bit like Shane. And Shane was saying that to him. They talked about there being a third guy in the car. Of course, they're eating. Of course, fries are being shared. So it's a cool scene. Now I knew Shane was going to be in the episode. I knew Herschel and I knew Sasha. it would have been nice to see Glenn, but Steven Yeun said he was not going to do any more Walking Dead. He was not going to be involved with it anymore after his death. So, and all these hallucinations end with Shane, somebody saying, "Wake up." So Shane, wake up. Rick has to keep trying on the horse because the walkers were starting to get close, and he finds a little cottage, little shack, and he takes shelter in it, leaves the horse. Unfortunately, he left the horse where he did because of the massive herd that comes in. So he's able to get here, and he sees Herschel, and Rick's sorry, and Herschel's like, "Don't worry about it, Maggie's strong. His grandson's going to be strong." So really being that moral compass, the heart, the soul, and really setting this out to Scott Wilson that after after they announced that he was back in the show for filming some flashback scene, seems like they were saying scenes like plural. So we'll see if there's any more, but I doubt it. Maybe like deleted scenes or something. But yeah, he did pass after filming his scenes, scene, singular, plural, whatever. So I just want to say he did an amazing job. Nobody else could have played Herschel the way he did. So well done, Mr. Scott Wilson. R.I.P. So, and this scene ended in a similar way to Daryl's hallucination back in season 2, the 5th episode, when it was Merle. When after the Merle hallucination ended, it was a walker chewing on Daryl's foot. This time it was that scene from the trailer when Walker was about to bite Rick. That happened once Herschel said, "Wake up." So basically his psyche is keeping him going. He's passing out. They're keeping him going. So Rick is able to get out of there, gets on the horse and back riding. And nothing much else happened other than Maggie gets to Alexandria, has a talk with Negan. Michonne actually lets her in because it's not useless to stop her. We have Daniel's situation. She throws Negan out of the cell. He starts crying, "Kill me! I want to be with my wife." Basically tells him to get back in the cell. Says, "I came to kill Negan. He's already worse off than dead." And she leaves. They're getting the reports of what happened at the camp, the gunfire, and you see when Rick stumbles into it, nothing's left. There's walkers everywhere. So obviously Carol lives. We don't know who else makes it out. I haven't seen anything. I've seen Ezekiel in pictures. I've seen Carol in trailers. I'm just curious if Jerry and all those other people who would then make it. So Rick gets there, and the next hallucination he has is of Sasha. And this one was a cool one. He's walking through the hospital, and he sees the same door. It says, "Don't open dead inside." Only it says, "Don't open dead outside." And Rick opens it, and you see all these dead bodies. It's all people who they have lost. Now, I can't make out individual people, but I'd have to go back and see. But then he sees Sasha, and she basically says, it's okay because it's not about you, it's about all of us. Yeah, you lost a lot, but it's really, her basic gist was it's doing things for the good of everybody. That's why she did what she did. She could have lived. She very well could have survived that. But she made a choice and turned out to be the right choice at that moment. So, but then you get the wake up thing again. Then he's getting closer to the bridge. And when he finally does get to the bridge, he collapses, and we have that scene from the trailer with everybody running past him. Gene, Daryl, Gabriel, Jerry, everybody's shown. They all run past him and start taking out the herd. Now, I was extremely wishing that would be not a hallucination, but it was. This time it was Michonne talking to him. Yeah, you're home, blah, blah, blah. Anywhere we love you, you need to wake up. And then he's able to get himself onto the bridge, gets across it, and they don't seem to be destroying it. Now is when everybody gets there. Daryl's taking out any walkers that get close to him to buy the others time to get to him. Some walkers knock over explosives, and Rick blows it up and says, I found them, shoots it. He gets blown away. They think he's dead. Daryl's upset. He just walks away. Michonne, Maggie, they're losing. Michonne's really losing it because she thinks he's dead. They all think he's dead. And here's where our favorite triple cross person, Jadis or Anne, whatever you want to call her, comes in. She's at this clearing waiting. She's probably going to shoot the people in the helicopter. She was getting ready to, and then she sees all the walkers in the river. And she sees Rick, pleads with the people to save him, and they do. And they play it's funny, this song that they played was also used in the pilot episode at the very end with the aerial shot of the tank, Space Junk by Wang Chung. Everybody Wang Chung tonight. Alright, that's my karaoke moment for the video. But, so Rick survives. Now, whether or not he will ever come back to the show is unclear. That possibility is there. They think he's dead. He's not. I would love to see him back in the show. Maybe he takes a little break and then maybe he comes back. I believe he's on for 3 movies. But then I don't know after that. Okay, and boom, you would think that would be pretty much the end of the episode. But there's a little tidbit at the end with Magna's group. I really don't know all their names. I just know Magna. Yumiko's another one. It's going to take me a while. I don't know all their names. But Dan Fogler, if anybody has seen Fantastic Beasts, he is in this. So that's a pretty cool addition. I don't know the actress who plays Magna, but she seems pretty accurate to the comics, so that should be pretty good. They're fighting off walkers. This scene is very similar to the comics. They have the little caravan with horses, and they're they're ambushed by walkers basically. In the comics, it's Jesus that saves them. Jesus and others. In this, however, we have Miss Judith Grimes looking very much like Carl, like a little female version of Carl. The hat, and Rick's python. So obviously, his gun was separated from him when he got blown away, and Judith has it. Now that's 6 years later, so she's probably about 10-ish right now, roughly, from what I've seen from people. So she takes these people in, and we'll see where that goes from here. All right. I give the episode a 10 out of 10. Walker Kill of the Week. I'll give it to Judith. First Walker kills for her, so she gets the honor. There were really no special Walker kills in this one, so she gets the easy nod for me. Top 5 moments. This is a little tough. 5 is... I don't have these written down, so I'm just going from memory. 5 is the Sasha hallucination. 4 is Maggie and Negan. 3 is seeing Herschel. No, not 3 is Shane. 2 is Herschel. And 1 is Rick surviving. That is big. That whole situation with Rick, plus the fact that he survived. So him shooting, basically him blowing up the bridge and still surviving, is number 1 for me. There's so many moments I could have said just the impact it's going to have on Daryl, everybody else. Could have said any number of things, but that's going to be it for this video. And I will be up here shortly with my predictions. So, deuces.